Okay, first off, I apologize for the mess of my kitchen counter. The real reason for my video, though, is to show you how to make a Queen Anne's lace oil to use as a birth control on your cats. Now, you could also use it on a dog, but the research I have read specifically mentioned that it has been tested on cats. Now, I do not support animal testing at all, but it was specifically tested as a birth control method for cats because not all of us can afford the $200 plus to have our feline friends fixed. So this research, I mean, it's good. It's helping control the pet population without having to put your pet under the knife. And pretty much anybody can make this. So that's why I'm doing the video. I want to teach people out there who don't exactly support, you know, neutering and spaying, but they want another option. They want a non-surgical option for avoiding pregnancy in their pets. So as I said, this may work on a dog, but the testing I've heard of only mentions cats. So this is what we're going to do. We are going to take 1 teaspoon of Queen Anne's lace. And I'm going to put in my little cup here. That way I'm not going to contaminate anything with the Queen Anne's lace because it's going to be right in the jar that I'm going to mix up everything in. And I'm also not going to lose any of the oils because it is the oils that you need for the birth control properties. So, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this. I'm going to grind up the seeds until I can't grind them anymore. And then I'll be back to tell you about everything else. Okay, I've mixed the seeds up with 4 milliliters of oil. Now, just a little bit of information. You crush the seeds to release the oil. That is the whole point of crushing them. If you do not crush the seeds to release the oil, there is no medicinal property. Okay? The seeds have a hard outer shell. They do not break down in your stomach acid or the stomach acid of a pet. Okay? So, just swallowing them is not going to work. You have to release the oil through crushing. Now, you can use a mortar and pestle. The other method that I am familiar with is actually chewing the seeds in your own mouth and then putting them into a container. I use 4 milliliters of liquid, whether it be oil, water, I guess you could try milk, though I think the acid in the seeds may sour the milk, so you might not want to try that. You could use approximately 1 dozen seeds, so 12 seeds per dosage if you want to crush just 1 dose at a time, and put it in some peanut butter or Cheese Whiz or something like that. I use a half a milliliter per dose on my cat. Now this is the way I dose them. I have 2 female cats and this is the way I do it. They weigh approximately 5 pounds. I use 1/2 milliliter. So 0.5 milliliters of infused oil, okay, per dose, no more than 3 times per day. Now, depending on how big your cat is or how many coital acts you catch them in, you may want to adjust that. But I would not recommend more than 3 doses a day. And the thing is that this Queen Anne's lace should work for up to 3 days after the first act of coitus. So if you're not sure on the dosage, because we don't want anybody to poison their cat, you may want to start with a single dosage on the first day that you notice your cat is in heat. And then up the dosage from there. Or you may even want to go with a smaller dosage if your cat seems to be getting sick. Smaller dosages on a more regular basis. So just a little information. First of all, a cat will be in heat from anywhere from 5 to 12 days. They go in heat approximately every 8 weeks or so. Don't quote me on that one though. But here's an interesting one. If your cat is only 6 months old, you really shouldn't have to worry about her becoming pregnant or him becoming a daddy. Cats are not actually potent until they're approximately 12 months of age. So unless your cat is visiting every tomcat in the neighborhood, I really wouldn't worry until she's at least 11 months old. And the same with your tomcat. If you've noticed that he and one of your female cats are enjoying each other's company, unless they're both over 11 months of age, I really wouldn't worry. Now, I realize that 11 months and 1 year is not the same amount of time. Think of 11 months as kind of my safety window. I can offer no guarantees. This may work for you. This may not work for you. Your cat could go into heat at age 6 months. You really need to use your common sense, okay? Now, remember a few things. First of all, Queen Anne's lace is a mild form of poison. So be careful. You don't want to hurt your cat. You don't want to hurt yourself. And keep the seeds and the oil and everything out of reach of pets and children and relatives who just don't know better, okay? Because you don't want anybody to end up sick or worse. Now, the second thing about Queen Anne's lace is it will not work as a abortion pill. If your cat is already pregnant, it won't work, okay? It will most likely just make them sick. It could end up, if you give it to them into their pregnancy, quite far into the pregnancy, you could end up with some premature kittens on your hands. And no, you don't want to deal with that, okay? I've seen this happen, not because of Queen Anne's lace, but because of an illness in my sister's cat. I've seen what premature kittens look like. I've seen how heartbreaking it is after you've spent even hours taking care of the little buggers. When you lose one of them, it will hurt you. It will tug at your heartstrings like you won't believe. So, in conclusion, please use your common sense. And I'm just going to go over the dosage real quick again. 1 teaspoon seed to 4 milliliters of oil. Now you can vary that a bit if you want, but the more oil you use, the more dosage you're going to have to give them, and I can't guarantee accuracy at that point. If you're going to use like a semi-solid food as your delivery method, then you're going to want to go with approximately 1 dozen seeds, so 12 seeds per dosage. Okay? That's pretty much it. The great thing about these right here is that all you have to do is tuck it into the corner of your cat's mouth, tip their head back, and basically fire it down the hatch. However, if you use, say, Cheese Whiz or tuna or a semi-solid food as your delivery method, there's no guarantee that your cat is going to eat the entire dosage, and you need it to be all at once. It will not work if they only have a little here and a little here and he'll eat throughout the day, okay? So I really do, I'm a big fan of this method here versus the semi-solid food delivery. And that's about it. Okay.